Hey my loves, how are you doing today? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Amy and I'm a cruelty-free makeup enthusiast. I have had several requests to do my cruelty-free and vegan fragrance collection. I have a lot. If you are not new to my channel, most of my fragrances sit on top of these Alex drawers behind me. I have a beautiful cake stand that I got at, oh gosh, Pier 1 years ago when I first moved into my house, and it's a beautiful owl actually. A lot of people ask me about them just because fragrances are something that people love to receive, love to wear, and they can be a very personal thing as well. We all have our likes and dislikes with perfumes. So I figured I would do a rundown of my entire collection, just let you know what I think about some of them, what are my favorites, what I recommend, and let's get right on into it. I'll start off with some of my newer perfumes, and these are from Floral Street. So I have the Sunflower Pop one. This is the Vincent van Gogh one with his sunflowers on it. It's so beautiful. This one smells like summer and the sun to me, and this has a beautiful, light, fresh, citrusy scent to it, and it's very light, so it's going to be more on the not as long lasting side. Usually these kind of citrusy or light notes tend to kind of dissipate a little bit faster than some other fragrances, but I absolutely loved this. I loved the sunflowers on the back, and it reminds me of that Doctor Who episode 2, Vincent and the Doctor, and it's all about the sunflowers at the end. So this is a wonderful scent for, I think, the summer going into the fall. I really like Floral Street. This is a newer brand to me. I believe they run out of Britain, and I'm very, very impressed. The other one that we have here, this is Wonderland Peony. And on the back it has this beautiful peony as well. This one, again, very floral. It's not overpowering at all. It has that nice, fresh, peony scent, which I don't know if you have peonies, if you come across them and you smell it, like this captures that smell so well. And this is another beautiful one. I think this is one of their best sellers, and I can see why. I just think it's gorgeous for the spring and summertime, especially for that springtime when you're kind of itching for more of a fresh floral scent. So let's talk about another. It's not necessarily new to me because when I worked at Lush, I don't know, again, if you are newer here, I worked at Lush many, many years ago. It's been almost a decade since I worked there now, but I remember when they sent us into the city for their perfume library, we got perfume training, and this was one of the perfumes that I had tried out many years ago when I went to that training. This is Furs, and this is an absolutely gorgeous, it's neroli, it's coconutty, and there's something summer breeze, cocktail in hand about it, but it also reminds me of just being outside, being outside in the woods. It's fresh, but it's not overly oceany, and it's not overly woodsy. It's just got this beautiful balance, and this is a full-size perfume of theirs, so this is quite expensive. This is what you'll get at a luxury perfume. I think it's worth around $100. So if you do want something though that has a little less ingredients in it, and that's handmade, I absolutely love this perfume. I recently did a review on it on my website at compassionatechic.com, so you can definitely check that out. Love that. I think it's a wonderful summertime scent. Let's go into a favorite that I discovered kind of right around the beginning of the year. Ariana Grande did a fragrance called God is a Woman after her famous song. I don't know why I keep this outer packaging. It kind of sits in there. It's kind of earthy, and then when you take this out, it's a much more pretty little plasticky purple bottle. This one I like because it's fruity, it's floral, and there's a nice balance in it, and it's long lasting too. If you spritz this on throughout the day, I receive compliments on it, so I really like this perfume. It's probably my favorite celebrity cruelty-free perfume that I've ever tried. So this has ambrette in it, but there's also juicy pear. So there's just this really nice balance of this perfume. I really like this one. There's also a little bit of cedarwood and vanilla in it too that are kind of more of like the bottom notes. I just think it's a very well-rounded perfume. So if I were to recommend a celebrity fragrance, this would be the one. So another celebrity fragrance that I had tried out over the past few months, this is by Billie Eilish. This is just called Eilish. This is a really cool bottle. It has this kind of like rose goldy figure of a woman, like her bust, and then if you pop this up, the fragrance is on top. This has the sweetness to it with like some of the berries and the mandarin, and I think though it's a little bit deeper than Ariana's fragrance because it has more of like a musky scent to it. So out of all my like fragrances, I feel like this one is like the more musky of them. And of course this is a synthetic musk, not a real musk, because then it wouldn't be vegan if it weren't. But I really like this. This is in the Amber Gourmand family of fragrances. It's just a lot deeper. I think it's a lot prettier for the fall and winter time. I just think too that this is a very luxurious bottle as well. Like I think it's the most luxurious that I have in my collection. This is a fragrance that I absolutely adore. This is from Kors. This is a Greek company, and this is the Bellflower Tangerine and Pink Pepper Eau de Toilette. Again, a little bit of sweet, mostly spicy. That pink pepper in there just gives it this kind of like warmish kick to it, and I think this is really nice for just like a little bit of something in the summertime. I love the way that this smells. I've had this bottle for a couple years and I'm almost done with it. Well, I say almost, but then again, these things like last forever. I think this is a great perfume, and it's just a little bit different because it has that bit of spiciness in it without being overwhelming. I think that tangerine kind of just takes it down a notch and evens it out quite a bit. One of my more potent fragrances that I have is this one from Ecobella. This is their organic perfume, and this is the Ambrosia perfume. It looks like this, comes in a really pretty glass bottle, and this one is patchouli all the way. I had a love affair, especially when working at Lush, with just patchouli. I was obsessed with the scent. It's earthy, it's kind of spicy, it's warm, and it kind of coincides. I do have Karma in here, actually, that's quite similar. And Karma has the patchouli, but it also has orange blossom in it. This one is from Lush. This is their Karma scent. You can usually get it like in their soaps as well. They used to have a lotion of Karma. I think I prefer Karma to Ecobella. So if you are thinking of patchouli, Karma by Lush is absolutely beautiful, but this one's really pretty too. If you want something that's more organic, if that's important to you, you may be interested in this, especially because this is an indie company as well. But yeah, they're just both really beautiful fragrances. Again, that patchouli just makes me think of just like earthy and warm and cozy. If we want to go into another patchouli scent, let's talk about Pacifica, because I think Pacifica has some really good, affordable drugstore perfumes that are not overly powerful. They don't linger too long. If you're someone who doesn't want to smell too much like perfumes, this may actually be the brand for you. I do have the Himalayan Patchouli Berry. This one is a lot less stronger than my Karma or the Ecobella Ambrosia. This one has a nice sweetness to it too because it has the berry notes. But again, if you want that patchouli but not overly strong and with like more of like a sweet side to it, this one is very good. Continuing with Pacifica, we have the Island Vanilla. This one's just a nice vanilla perfume. And vanilla always just makes me think of cozy. And so if you want a comforting perfume, this is really beautiful. They still sell these. And then there's the Sugared Amber Dreams. I have so little of this, as you can see. I love that there's little unicorns on the bottle too. They always have the cutest little designs on their bottle. And this one is a bit more spicy, but again, it has that ambery scent to it. So there's a little bit of warmth there, and then there's the sugariness too. So this one is a bit more sugary, a little bit warm, a step up from the Island Vanilla, but a little bit less than the Patchouli Berry. So it's kind of like somewhere in between those two. These ones are convenient to just roll on. These are their roll-on perfumes. I have Indian Coconut Nectar, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a coconutty, nectary scent. and these just roll right on. I have to say that they're not the most potent, so it's just like a little bit, like you would have to touch up throughout the day, but it is convenient to put in your purse. I have Island Vanilla, so when I use the Island Vanilla scent, I could take this on the go with me for touch-ups. And then I also have the Sugared Amber Dreams one. This one, unfortunately, there's something wrong with like the rolly ball. It takes so much to get the fragrance out, but I just love it. And I love that there's unicorns on it. I think that's adorable. This is one of the more recent fragrances that Pacifica came out with. These, I think, came out last year, like around last spring. They were all the moon fragrances. This one is Flower Moon. This is Jasmine, Peach, and Vanilla. Yeah, that one smells so good. The jasmine in it, I'm not a huge jasmine person. I don't have it in many fragrances. I think this may be the only one. And jasmine just has that really exotic, sexy smell. It's really hard to describe. I know jasmine's also considered an aphrodisiac, so I think if you want something like really sexy, not overly powerful, because again it has that peach and the vanilla in it, so you get that kind of fruity and a little bit sweet, and the vanilla's a bit warm, but that jasmine, oh, it's just so lovely. So I feel like if you're going on a date, this is a really good perfume for date night. My one Penrose fragrance. Penrose, I believe, is available on Sephora, and this is Secret Genius. This isn't their largest perfume bottle. I think this is their step down from it, I believe. But this one is a combination of caramel, Madagascar vanilla, and sandalwood. And there's just something that I feel like a lot of vanilla perfumes like want to be this scent. I feel like it's just a little bit more elevated, a little bit more mature smelling. And it does have gourmand in it, but I feel like the gourmand in this isn't like too stickily sweet, because I think sometimes caramelly type stuff can be very sweet, and this is not that at all. It's just a really nice, mature fragrance. Let's talk about my Ellis Brooklyn perfumes. I have a couple of them, and I think this is a really cool fragrance brand. There's always a really beautiful story to these, and I just think that they're so unique. And Fable, I believe, I got this on sale at TJ Maxx, and I don't think they sell this anymore, but you may be able to find it on the interwebs. It may be available at Sephora. I think they sell at Ulta now too. This is just a very unique scent to my collection. This is like a white florally scent, and I pulled up all the kind of descriptions about this because I wanted to give it justice. So the top notes of this are neroli and black currant, and the middle notes are honeysuckle violet and petit grain, I think that's it. The base notes are amber and cedar. So again, I have a lot of fragrance with ambers in it, but this is like a walk in the woods at night under like a full moon magical scent. And I think that's why this is called Fable. There's something just so woodsy and like, but also otherworldly about it. I like this a lot. Very unique. Apparently maybe not one of their best sellers because again it's not on their website anymore, but I think this is a really beautiful perfume. Another cool thing about Ellis Brooklyn too is that they're a bit more of a sustainable brand. The next one that I have in my collection is Raven. This one is my absolute favorite from this brand. It's clean, it's sweet, it's earthy, it's gorgeous. This is Raven. It's based off of Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven, of course, so there's something kind of mythical about it in this sense, and I just think this is such a unique combination of fragrances. And I pulled up some of the notes too, just so I can share those with you. Mandarin and rhubarb. Love rhubarb pie. The mid is the peony and pink lotus, and then the dry notes are patchouli, blonde woods, and liquid musks. Yeah. This is just, again, a very mature scent, but beautiful. I think this is lovely. These fragrances tend to linger a little bit more on me. I am more of an oily skin person, so it's important to note that people who have oily skin tend to actually hold on to fragrance more than people who have dry. I learned that recently, so if you're ever wondering why don't fragrances last on me, it could have to do with your skin type, so something to keep in mind. I do have two travel-sized perfumes from Ellis. This one is Isogamma Super. This one is, interestingly enough, a very light woody scent, not as strong as some of my other woody perfumes here. This one was made via green chemistry, and it's like a synthetic fragrance that Ellis Brooklyn has come up with, but I think it's really pretty. It's an allergen-free fragrance, which I think is important to note. And then this one has cedar, ambergris, and vetiver notes to this. So again, not overpowering, but more on the sophisticated side. Then we have Super Amber. This one, again, another ambery perfume. This one I would say is probably closest to my Eilish by Billie Eilish fragrance. So this one has that vanilla in it, the amber, but it also has the cedar wood too, so it gives it a kind of earthy scent. This is very pretty. So again, very cozy, very cuddly, like those kind of perfumes. So I have another Lush perfume here. This one is a bit smaller. It's a little bit pricey too. This is Breath of God. This is one of Lush's like really famous scents, and it's made of actually two scents. It's their inhale fragrance and their exhale fragrance, and they kind of put it together. And I still to this day have never smelled a perfume that smells like this. There's something very aromatic and relaxing about it. I feel like if you need to calm down, this is a beautiful smell. And again, very unique. The notes in this is cedarwood oil. There's lemon and vetiver as well, and it's made in the UK. I think it is a really, really beautiful perfume. It's very hard to describe. I feel like if I were to close my eyes and picture how I would describe the scent, it's like if I just climbed a mountain and was viewing a beautiful scene, like beautiful scenery, whether it be like more mountains or the ocean or something. There's just something very, very unique about this fragrance. I think it's lovely. If you can go into a Lush store and smell it, I highly recommend it, because again, there's nothing in my collection that smells like this. Let's talk about another love of mine. These I think are just really lovely. If you don't want to splurge with the really expensive perfumes, you know, like the Ellis Brooklyns or some of the Lush fragrances or the Floral Streets, but you don't want like necessarily a drugstore fragrance, I think there's a nice in-between here with Sol de Janeiro. Sol de Janeiro has really, really beautiful scents. I have a bunch of them. My sister-in-law was so kind. When she realized that I loved them, she got me like a bunch of them for Christmas, and she gives me one like every holiday and birthday, and she's so thoughtful about it. So this one is my absolute favorite. This is the Cheirosa 71, and this one is my absolute favorite. This is the caramelized vanilla and sea salt, macadamia nut, white chocolate, tonka bean, and the coconut blossom. It's sweet, and again, very warm, a fall scent to the T. Like, I think this is the perfect fall scent. I spray my clothes with this. Sometimes I spritz my hair with it. I think it is a beautiful fragrance. I already have a backup one of this, and it's one of my favorites. I think it's become like a signature scent of mine. Then this one is a great summertime scent. This reminds me of the beach. This is their Cheirosa 39, and this is the Coco Cabana one. And this one is the coconut cream. It's very sweet, but it has that vanilla. There's tropical orchid in it, sandalwood, and a little bit of praline, interestingly enough. This one's lovely. It reminds me of the beach. And then this is the Brazilian Crush. This is the one that smells most like their famous Bum Bum cream. This one is very nice too. I have to say it's my least favorite out of the three, actually. That Cheirosa 71 is just phenomenal. I absolutely love it. Here are three. I have more Pacifica perfumes. These are the perfumed hair and body mists. I do love spritzing my hair with a little bit of fragrance. You just have to be careful because it can dry out your hair. A lot of fragrances have alcohols in them, so just be a little careful with these, but I think these are fun to kind of put in your bag. If you want something that's like more on the this side of like Bath and Body Works. I think these are really fun. Like these remind me of the body sprays, but these are cruelty-free. So we have the Island Vanilla that I've already talked about. This is really pretty. It's just very light. You could just put it in your bag, spritz it all over. I also have the Moonray Bloom and then the Indian Coconut Nectar that I talked about before. If you want an alternative to Bath and Body Works, Pacifica is great, but also Ulta Beauty is wonderful. Ulta has those scents. They come in a candle, a lotion. This is the Black Salt Vanilla Scented Body Mist. It's really big. It's beautiful. It has that kick of that spice to it, but it's really refreshing and just kind of reminds me of like the ocean again in summertime. I have it in a candle. I have it in my body wash and body lotion. I think this is a wonderful scent. So if you want those kind of like collections that you can get, Ulta Beauty is a really great cruelty-free alternative. And then lastly, I just have these two little KVD ones. She used to, before KVD became the other KVD and KVD Beauty. This is Saint and Sinner. These were given to me by a friend. I still have them. I just think they're really lovely. I don't know the notes of these. The Sinner one is a bit deeper, and the Saint is a little bit more floral. But these were really pretty. I'm sad that they didn't continue them because I think they're quite nice. But that being said, those are all my perfumes, my friends. So I know this was a highly requested video by some people. It took me forever to do this. I'm so sorry for the delay, but hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know if you're going to be picking up any of these perfumes, if you have any of these perfumes in your collection, which are your favorites. What are you interested in? If you made it this far, comment down a little peach emoji because you are sweet as a peach. And until next time, remember to stay compassionate and chic. Bye!